Greetings tourists and welcome to another video. So this is Deck Report, Season 3, Week 13, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, if it's either 12 or 13, you will see it in the description. This is going to be my last deck profile before the transition of crossover breakers, which means this most likely will be my last Ritual Beast deck profile for a while. Uh, I will talk about that after the profile. The profile is going to be very brief. This video is going to be more so talking about preparing for the next format and stuff that I kind of wanted to do this week, but I didn't get the chance to do due to the holidays. But yeah, I'll go to the list real quick and then I'll explain like everything around it. So we're back to 3 older. So people who are cringing by 2 elders, you don't have to cringe anymore. 3 3 3 1 1 1 1 1. This is all standard. The 3 Nemesis, the 3 Shifter. This is basically every Ritual Beast you'll ever see. Like, I mean, maybe post crossover breakers you might not see Shifter in the main anymore. But again, this will probably be my last profile with it. 3 Inheritance, 3 Teleport, 3 Talent, 3 Book, Prosperity and Call By. Fun fact, I have not opened or drawn into Cold Buy in 3 tournaments in a row so far. So, I don't even know why that card's in there. 3 Imperm and Steeds. Esther deck is pretty much the same as always. I'm still on the 2 Kimon Falcos. I'm still on the double Colossus. And I'm still on Baguska. Did not summon Baguska a single time this past weekend. I did summon double Colossus a couple of times. And side deck, I think it's the same thing as last week. Fualas, Droll, Cosmic. I finally opened Dimensional Fissure in 2 duels, and it did win me both of them. So kudos to Fissure. Now this card, like, it was only a matter of time until I drew this card. Triple Purge and Triple Barrier. Okay, so I only went to 1 locals this past week. It was yesterday on Titan Games. It was 16 players. So not a really big one, but it's a decent locals, 4 rounds. My record was 3-0-1. My only draw was to Orchest, and I won against Snake Eye Azamina Fire King. I won against Yubel, and I won against White Forest Asamina. So those were the decks I faced against. The Orchest match that I ended up drawing, what happened was I opened Shifter. However, every game I opened Shifter, my opponent opened Super Polymerization. And whenever I Shifter people, I don't Protos lock them in the same turn, because I think that is just very Widmore. You're exhausting a lot of your resources when you know that Shifter is already good against your matchup. Like, I don't see the point of you like going out of your way to like floodgate Orchest out of the game if a card is already floodgating your opponent. All you're doing is just playing into more cards. So I basically always play it safe whenever I Shifter people, unless I know the matchup and it's like something that isn't as strong. Shifter isn't as strong against, like for example Tempai Dragons. In that case, then I actually do go very deep and I actually go like try and push hard to like lock my opponent out of the game. But with Orchest, I just didn't find that possible. I mean, not possible, but I just didn't find that necessary. So I just ended on like a typical Ritual Beast board, just backed up by Shifter. But the problem with that with those boards is they get blown out by super polymerization. There was one board that I made that had Ulti Paleo, and my opponent literally summoned Girsu. They did Girsu's effect to like try to summon the tokens. I chained to negate it, just to pop the Girsu, and then they changed and they chained the super polymerization, and they made Dragos Tapelia with my Gaia Paleo. So yeah, that happened. Um, but again, like I don't regret the way I played against the deck, but I did get punished by it. Get punished for it. And to make matters worse, I did Talents look at their hand, and they top decked Skill Drain. And the Skill Drain pretty much put them on the clapback on one of the games. Between game 1 and game 2, the two games were very, very long. They were very grindy. Orchest is one of those decks where if their game, like if they start playing their game, if you don't floodgate them out of the game, they will start snowballing advantage versus you, like very hard. So yeah, that's what happened on that match. I pretty much won all the other matches. Fissure pretty much worked out against the Fire King deck and against the White Forest deck. Against Yubel, I don't remember exactly what I did, but I know that my shout out to Jeremy. He's still learning the deck, so the boards that he made were not like the biggest, strongest boards, and it was enough for me to crack the board with the actual engine of the deck. I also did open Prosperity one game, which did clutch me like an engine piece that kept me to keep combo extending. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So other cool things. I did get full lost, and I did give them 2 cards, give them 3 cards. It was the Fire King deck, but I did open shift to that game, so it was enough for me. Giving them 3 draws was not enough for them to win, because they couldn't out the Fissure. Then the turn after the game after, I full lost them, and they only gave me 1 draw. So yeah, pretty cool card. I don't think anything else was super important. I never debarried anyone. Oh, I did purge a couple people. Purge is still really good. And I don't recall using oh yeah, I did Cosmic my Fire King opponent also to secure game 3. So pretty boring deck list. I mean, pretty boring deck report rather, I'd say. Now let's talk about what's gonna happen very soon. As you guys already know, Crossover Breakers is debuting on Thursday for OTS stores and Friday officially, which means the format is most likely gonna change very drastically. I will be attempting to like grab the Malice deck and play it for the next week. That's probably going to be my next deck profile. The only mystery that you won't know is which build I'm going towards, because there's so many ways to build the deck. Stay tuned for tomorrow's upload. I will be making a very intrinsical video involving that deck. I did have people ask me for combos. However, I don't think doing combo guides is super necessary when there's so many people doing it. However, there was one really, really good match I had yesterday with the deck. in testing that I think it's worth making a video on. So the Ritual Beast is not in a horrible position next format. The problem is a lot of people will be side decking for Malice, and the strong side deck cards that floodgate Malice out of the game are the actual cards that floodgate Ritual Beast out of the game. And it's just really hard for you to play Ritual Beast knowing that there's a card that actually does shut down your turn if you don't draw the right answers to it. Like, prior to Crossover Breakers, I felt super comfortable with Ritual Beast because the only real hand trap that I cared about was Nibiru. And not everybody was playing Nibiru. But now Artifact Lancea is gonna show up in the game, and Artifact Lancea is really, really strong against this deck. It pretty much almost skips our entire turn. You kind of need defensive cards in order to like make sure you have a next turn. And despite my build having a lot of defensive cards, I don't think it's enough for you to like circumvent a turn skip with Lancea. Especially since it is a card that people can use on other turns. It's not like Dimension Shifter where you can only use it once, and that's it. The other thing that doesn't make Ritual Beast super favorable is like the newer decks, Ryziel and Malice. The matchup is not horrible for Ritual Beast. I think Ritual Beast can actually play well against those decks. However, the fact that those decks can fit more non-engine than we can, it does give them a very strong advantage. And at least the more known players are going to be doing well with those decks. So, as for other plans that I had, I originally didn't plan to play Ritual Beast for my locals yesterday. I kind of wanted to play other fun decks. The problem is I got hold up on like holiday activities as well as a few other things that it kind of like segued itself right out of my agenda. And knowing that we're just going to be switching to a serious format next week, and we do have YCS Anaheim that's going to be happening on this own weekend, so it's another thing to like worry about. Yeah, I just think that it's better to prepare for the next format than to just twiddle around with it. Yeah, that's it for me. I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. More videos coming soon. Keep practicing and keep dueling.